Hey guys, today I'm painting my own custom phone cases because I'm hip, I'm trendy, and I'm cool. Ooh, see? I know the cool happenings of the world. Oof. So I'm going to be painting two different phone cases today, one for me and one for my wife. I did ask Amy what she wanted me to paint on there, and she said, paint whatever you want. So, of course, I painted a big poop on hers. No, I didn't, but I could have. Anyway, I didn't go buy new phone cases. I'm just painting the ones that we already have, just give them some new life and make them cool and hip and trendy and all that. I started with Amy's case. Amy has a silicone case. It used to be attached to like this purse, so it still has some like purple fabric like glued onto the back of it. So to prepare it for painting, I just started by sanding the back of it pretty well, and then I gave it a good layer of gesso just to give me a nice surface to work with. Once that was as dry as my humor, I started drawing little designs on there, and you'll notice it's pretty hard to see, but that's because you're not looking hard enough. Also, I don't want them to be easy to see. Now, this design is heavily inspired by another great YouTuber named Mariah Elizabeth. She's a squishy makeover girl. You've probably seen her videos recommended and stuff. She's like at the top of the art community basically. But I've seen her paint a lot of little cute food designs, and Amy's been really into cooking and baking lately, so I decided to go with that kind of vibe for her case. I started painting little cinnamon scrolls, chocolate eclairs, cakes and cupcakes, and I did a couple layers of each of those just to make sure that they were fully on there and the colors were nice. I think the little treats were looking quite nice, so I moved on to the background. I really wanted a very shiny gold background, which I did. I did like 3 or 4 layers with gold paint to try and get it as shiny as I possibly could. But the gold paint was actually hiding a lot of the treats because they're kind of golden brown and you couldn't see them very well. So I grabbed a permanent marker and I outlined all of the little treats with black so they'd really pop out away from the background. I think they were looking like really good at this point. However, there was a lot of empty space in between all the little designs, so I just added some filler content. So I just used the permanent marker, I did some black lines, a few little cute little stars. I also added my own teeny weeny little bitty logo down the bottom, just so people know who made it. I sprayed a couple layers of clear coat on there, and the first one was finished. Now, my phone case is actually like way cooler. Well, it's not that much cooler, but it's like way cooler because it's actually got 2 sides that I can paint, so it's doubled the fun for me. I started with the front. I really wanted my phone to represent me and my brand, so I just did my logo like right in the middle where you can see it. I started painting it white. I gave it a black outline. I was pretty happy with how that looked. Next, I added some red drips and some blue drips coming down from the circle, so it looked like it was kind of dripping off there in different colors. And then I added some more colors down below and kind of like a rainbow raindrop effect. I quite liked the rain effect, but I wasn't too happy with how the logo looked, so I ended up changing that. I added some color into it, and then I repainted the outline of that white because the black was sort of hidden into the rest of the phone because it's a black case. So I thought, fuck it, I'll change it. I'll make it a white outline with colors in the middle and have like a rainbow raindrop effect. The only thing I should have done was like paint white before I painted the blue. The rest of the colors turned out okay, but it's kind of hard to see the blue color, but you know, you live and you learn. Once it had dried, I moved on to the back of the case. I went with a different vibe on the back of the phone. It's a lot more of a simple design, but I think I prefer the way this one turned out. So I started with a white background, which covered the bulk of the design, and then I outlined it with some green paint. Feel free to have a guess what you think it's going to be in the comments down below at this point. I mean, it should be a fairly easy one. Like, it's almost done at this point anyway. But I'm always happy to read guesses and stuff like that, so I'll see you in the comments below. I added some details with some red paint and it was finished. As you can see, I painted a big unicorn. I let that dry and I gave it some clear coat as well. Now, you would think at this point that they were finished and there wasn't really a way that I could mess them up. But you would be wrong, because I left the clear coat to dry for like an hour and I guess I was impatient with it. I thought it had dried, I felt it felt fine to me. But I slapped my phone in there, played with it for a bit, got distracted, put it down. But when I put it down, I left it open. So both of the sides of the clear coat were touching, and when I came back to it, they'd kind of stuck together a little bit. So I carefully peeled the sides away from each other, and luckily for me there wasn't too much damage. However, I hadn't actually filmed the final piece showing you what it all looked like done. So when I do show you in a minute, there is a little bit of damage on there that you can see, because I didn't really know how to fix it, and to be honest, it's probably going to get damaged just in daily use anyway, so I was like, screw it. Like, it still looks okay. Anyway, before I show you the final product, I will ask you to please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks for watching. Here's my 2 phone cases, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.